Shalom, shalom, shalom. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the 12 Cities in Israel podcast. My name is Michael Sahno, and this is episode number 23. All right, so we're doing kind of a special episode here. Before we do that, I just gotta get this out. Listen, if this is your first time watching us on the video version of this podcast, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're always in the loop and always know when we have a fresh episode out. Also, if you want to take us with you on your way to work or to the gym, you can find this podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, and on Spotify. Okay, first up, before I get into the normal housekeeping, my shout outs to my sponsors, I have to say something really important. So this episode is about gay pride in Israel. And so what I have to say about that is, in my research to find out as much as I could, I ran into a lot of haters. It was really kind of annoying. So if you have a problem with gay pride, gay rights, or the LBGTQ community in general, I invite you to turn this episode off. And if you have a problem with that, if you have a problem with them, then realize that you have a problem with me, because I stand with, fully support the LBGTQ community, not just in Israel, but around the world. And I am more than happy to bring this episode to you, all of you. But if you're a hater, you hate me too. I'm not gay. I have a wife. I have a son. But that doesn't matter. Everyone has a seat at the table. Everyone. And I needed to get that out there. Need to point that out. I have no fear. If you got a problem with me, boom. Tough. Big deal. Fat, hairy one. Don't care. But yeah, I needed to point that out. Again, you're welcome to come along, but realize that everyone has a seat at my table. So there you go. All right. Before we get into this glorious episode, I have to give a shout out to Neviot. Neviot Plus flavored water, nature at its best taste. Neviot Plus delivers you with a true combination of health and pleasure. Based on Neviot natural mineral water, one of its kind in Israel, it's enhanced with 5 B group vitamins. It's naturally sweetened. It is low in calories, only 35 to 40 calories per 8 fluid ounces. There are no preservatives, no color additives. It is available in delicious, indulging flavors. Apple, which I have in my hand, peach, and grape. If you're in Israel, you should be drinking Neviot. For more information, check out their website at www.neviotglobal.com/yen/home. That is www.neviotglobal.com/en/home. Now, if you would like to get this water, you can head on over to our next sponsor, and they are Makolet Online. Makolet Online's main goal is to make Israeli groceries and Judaic products affordable and available to everyone in the USA and Canada. Their online store carries items that are unavailable in most places in North America. Things like tahini, Israeli chocolates, frozen borekas, and the Neviot water that we are drinking here today. At Makolet Online, you will find your favorite Israeli goods or simply enjoy brand new flavors. All of their products are kosher, and most are manufactured in Israel. If you want the tastes of Israel delivered to your home, visit www.makoletonline.com. That is www www.makoletonline.com and order today. For an added bonus, if you use the code, are you ready for this? 12 cities in Israel, the number 2 cities in Israel, all one word, no spaces, you will receive 15% off of your entire purchase. Awesome deal. I use it all the time. Yeah, it's a great deal. Please head on over there. Visit www.makoletonline and order today. All right. Before we get rolling, I'm going to have a sip of coffee. Peter, this is for you, Jacobs. Jacobs being the coffee. Peter, I know that's not your last name. Peter, for those of you who don't know, Peter works with my wife at the advertising agency that she works for. So, yes, Peter's a friend, but he also is a viewer on our YouTube channel, which you guys definitely, if you're not subscribed, you should subscribe now. So we're going to talk about, well, I have to give some backstory. I have to give a little bit of backstory on what is it? LGBT rights in Israel. So, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender rights in Israel. This is on the Wikipedia page. This isn't the only place I looked, but I did want to get an overview. Are the most developed in the Middle East and among, are you ready for this? The most tolerant in Asia. A same-sex activity was legalized in 1988, and it had not been, though, any what is it? Laws against sexual practices had not been enforced since 1963. It was the first country in Asia to recognize unregistered, they call it unregistered cohabitation between same-sex couples. It's basically a same-sex union, same-sex marriage. So that, when did that happen? Although they're not performed in the country, which is, oh my gosh, a big deal, because what is it? Cyprus is where people go to get married. I don't know where gay couples get married and then fly over back to Israel to, I guess, register. Do you register that you're married? I don't know. How does that work? That's weird. I mean, I don't know for for straight couples, let alone for gay couples, but I'm sure you would have to submit it to like your insurance, your bank. I don't know. That's a lot of paperwork. So, and they are also, are you ready for this? This is cool. This is really cool. After a court decision in 2008, they were allowed to adopt. Now, prior to that, what it says is that they were able to adopt stepchildren. I don't know how that works. Maybe someone would have to explain that to me. But they are also allowed to openly serve in the military, which, hey, man, it's pretty awesome. That's pretty great. I dig it. So what is the subject? So the subject of this episode is not necessarily gay rights in Israel, although that's going to come up throughout the episode, I'm sure. But the subject of this episode is the public face of gay life in Israel. So the most prominent of those are the Pride events that are held. Now, the cool thing about these events is that they are technically municipal events. All right. Now, for if you don't know, the most prominent one is the Tel Aviv Pride. I think it's a whole week. I'm pretty sure in some of the reading that I did and some of the stuff that I saw, it is an entire week of celebrations and stuff. And I'm going to go into what some of those things are, where they are, why they're so wow, absolutely amazing. And and all of that as far as the Tel Aviv, because the Tel Aviv one is the one that you really can't miss it. You absolutely cannot miss it. It is amazing. It's fun. It is literally an expression of joy. Not that the other one that I'm going to talk about isn't. It is as well. And that is, are you ready? The Jerusalem Pride Parade. Hold on, I'm going to have another sip of coffee real quick. Before this, I got into like the worst coughing fits. I had to restart the whole podcast. So give me one moment. Okay, now the thing that I have to say about the Jerusalem Pride parade and festival is that there are, and I have to address this. I have to address this sort of elephant in the room, because of the way that it's been described to me, and in delving a little bit more into it, it's there's a lot more to it. So, in I think it was 2006. It was either 2006 or 2016. I think it might have been 2016. It was. A young woman at the Pride Parade in Jerusalem was assaulted by an Orthodox man, not an Orthodox gentleman. Normally I would say an Orthodox gentleman, an Orthodox man, and he murdered her in the street with a knife. This same man, you can look it up. I'm not going to give his name. I'm not going to give that much information. But he had been jailed prior, and had been violent in that in a pride parade prior to that. Same type of thing. And I think it was the first Pride Parade after he got out of jail. He went and did the same thing again, and now he's in jail forever, which is where he belongs. I actually don't get me started. So this beautiful girl was taken away from the world, from us, by this hateful man. Now, a lot of people have said, well, the Orthodox. Let's be very careful, okay? And let's apply blame to the individual. This individual may have gotten some influence in his thoughts and views from Orthodoxy. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know him. Don't want to know him. What I do know is that he's a piece of garbage, and he's where he belongs. And now that is out of the way, the Jerusalem Pride Festival is an amazing festival. It's a parade that winds through the streets of Jerusalem, and it's not on the level of Tel Aviv. And when I say that, what do I mean by that? I mean it's not as ostentatious. It's a celebration of people. Versus I'm not doing a good job at this. So basically what it is they don't have floats. They don't keep it somber. It's incredibly celebratory. But it's at a lower volume. And I don't know if that's on purpose or if it's just because volume being sound volume might also have to do with volume being amount of people. It's a smaller one, but it's just as vibrant, just as celebratory. But it's not on the. It's like what? What is it? It's like the what would I say? Whereas like Tel Aviv Pride would be like the Super Bowl or the World Cup. Um, the Jerusalem Pride Festival is more on a lower rung. It's probably just a normal league game. That's a horrible way to refer to it. But it is. It's beautiful. It's amazing. A lot of people come out. And the wonderful thing is that in a place in the Middle East that is so central to so many religions, the municipality of Jerusalem allows this. They allow this. They allow gay life in the holy city. That's so cool. That's so awesome. As they should. But to some, it would be, I don't know how I feel about that. Well, hey, it's not your call. It's not your call. I love it. I think it's so great. Oh, yeah. All right. There is, but what I really want to talk about is the face, the absolute face of pride in Israel, and basically the face of Israeli gay pride around the world, and that is Tel Aviv. It's out of control. So, Tel Aviv, I don't know, for those of you who don't know or have never been there, see, when a lot of people think of Israel, they think of Jerusalem, they think of the holy city. They may think of a lot of places, holy sites and stuff like that, but they don't really think about, they think about Israel in antiquity. And the only thing that they really think of when they think of modern Israel is the IDF and Ben Gurion, or maybe Moshe Dayan with the eye patch. But outside of that, there's no real visual understanding. So the one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of homework. And this is important homework. This is very, very important homework. What I want you to do is I want you to, and you may be able to do this while you're watching, but if you can't, do it after. I want you to go on Google. I want you to type in Tel Aviv beaches. Okay? You're going to type that in TELAVIVBEACHES. Tel Aviv beaches. Then, excuse me. Sorry, let me take a sec. Then, once you have that in, you're going to get a ton of search results. Maybe a couple of pictures will come up. What I want you to do is I want you to go to the top and click on, it says all and then shopping or whatever. I want you to click on images and be prepared to be floored. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's a Mediterranean tropical paradise. And that is where the Pride Festival happens. So if you go on Google Maps and you look at Tel Aviv, you will notice that on the left-hand side of the map is the Mediterranean. So one of the places that I stay when I go to Tel Aviv is a place called the Sea Executive Suites. And it is right on that row where the parade goes down. I haven't stayed there then. I'm actually, I'm terrified to look at the prices during that week. But there are places to stay. One of the things about Tel Aviv that a lot of people don't know is that it's the Airbnb capital, I think, of the world. Is that what I read? I read an article, something about Tel Aviv. It's either Tel Aviv has the most Airbnbs in Europe, because sometimes they include Israel as a European country, which is weird, but they also include Turkey, which is an Asian country. But it has so many places to stay. You will find a place to stay. Don't worry about it. And it is, I think it's in April. I'm not sure. I think it might be in April. April or May? No. It's in June, which I'm going to get messages or comments saying that, no, it's not. It's in blah. But I do. I think it's in June. You can find a place, but do understand the prices go up. It is important, and I know you may be listening to this and going, "What? Why would I go? I'm not gay." That's okay, because check this out. This is one of the cool things about it. Gay Pride in Israel is a celebration of inclusion. It's a celebration of joy. It is amazing. It's fabulous as hell. So, and there may be people who take issue with this, but families go, entire families, so that, and I'd love to take my son. I think it'd be wonderful. Judge all you want. I don't care. Because what it does is it sets the standard. Do you understand what I mean? It sets the standard for who we are as a people. And Israel has decided that this is the standard. Okay? Everyone has a seat at the table. So you will find husband and wife with a child there. Now, there are some instances, of course, where you probably don't want to or don't feel comfortable because of the level of, and this is something I have to point out, the level of undress. Now, a lot of people, because I'm going to put a couple of these videos from Pride. So there's a guy who does a thing called the Video After Party. His name is Basti Hansen. He's a videographer. He does these amazing music videos. For every year's Pride festival. Not just the parade, but there are visuals from the parade. Now, excuse me, a lot of people are going to think, wow, holy cow, no one's wearing anything. They're wearing bikinis, and those guys are wearing Speedos. Okay. All right. I'll concede that they are doing that, but if you've been to Tel Aviv, it is a sun worshippers paradise. People are dressed like that every day. Pride is not the reason why they're in this level of undress. And I challenge you to go to any beach and hold that same modesty-based whatever. So just be prepared that it's at the beach. So people are going to be dressed like they're at the beach, but they'll be dancing. There is some physical contact, but hey, there's physical contact on television. So if you want to shut yourself off and put yourself in a cave, by all means, man. But check these videos out. They're awesome. The cinematography, this guy, Basti Hansen, is amazing. His drone work really gives you an idea of how enormous these festivals are. They truly are. They're fantastic. And that's the cool thing. So one of the things that you'll notice, I'm going to put a couple of videos up. There's another video by Free Life. I think it's Free Life. It's this wonderful group of guys who go to a bunch of different festivals, gay festivals around the world. And he does such a wonderful job showing you about how joyous, how amazing, and how just alive Pride is in Tel Aviv. And I did mention Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. It's just the video that I see of the Pride Festival in Jerusalem and the video that I see of the Pride Festival in Tel Aviv. Two totally different things. But, hey, here's the thing. So let's think about this. Let's look at this in the context. When you're people who are doing videos and reporting and stuff like that in Jerusalem are a bunch of somber dudes, and they're always dealing with heavy stuff, war, politics, all that, religion, all that stuff. So get off your butts and do something video-wise that shows us how hoppin' the Jerusalem Pride Festival is. There you go. I just challenged you. Boom, do it. All right, let's see. I am pretty much at the halfway mark, so let me take a sip of coffee, and then I'm going to give a couple of more shout-outs. Give me one moment. So, I am terrified that I'm going to start going into a coughing fit after I drink this coffee. It was really bad. I had to stop the podcast and restart all over again. I think I already said that. Call the ambulance. I know. All right. So our first shout out is to iConnect. iConnect, engagement with Israel that earns you rewards. Earn points and connect with Israel with articles, games, quizzes, polls, and more. So what exactly is iConnect? Well, iConnect is a social gaming platform where you can play, earn points, and receive cool prizes, all for free. Now, why should you play? Well, because iConnect introduces you to a unique way to acquaint yourself with all things Israel while working towards winning once-in-a-lifetime experiences. So, head on over to www.iconnect.co.il. That's www.iconnect.co.il and start playing now. Our next one is from IsraelPhones. And they are the leading provider of communication devices for people traveling to Israel. iPhones offer SIM cards, MiFi devices, and mobile Wi-Fi hotspots, travel products, and serves the connectivity needs of tour groups, synagogues, schools, community missions, study programs, and individuals, supplying you with international prepaid SIM card cell phones and USB portable modem hotspot rentals. I rent one every time I go. Definitely get yourself a hotspot. It's totally worth it. Right now, because of watching this show, IsraelPhones will give you a free SIM card, which is a $15 value, if you spend $30 or more on their site. All you have to do to get this deal is to use the coupon code 12 Cities in Israel. Again, that's the number 12 Cities in Israel. All one word, no spaces when checking out on your next order. So for more information on what IsraelPhones can do for you and to get this great deal, please visit www.israelphones.com. All right, so back to Pride. Wow. So Basti Hansen, the guy I was telling you about, the videographer, he uses and I can't talk about Pride without talking about this group. He uses music. So every year what happens is Pride has an official theme song, which is awesome. And a lot of people, I'm sure, are probably clamoring, clawing at the bit to get that contract. I guess it's a contract, right? So Omer Adam, who is stupid popular in Israel, he did a song called Tel Aviv with this group called Arisa. Now, Arisa are freaking fabulous. They're awesome. They are so much fun. Now, our musical sponsor, the Revivo Project, has done 2 videos with Arisa, Dunia, and another one. I can't remember the name of it. I know the song by heart, but I can't remember the name of it. But so Arisa they give these parties, these gay Mizrahi parties. So Mizrahi music is music of the the Mizrahi community, the Sephardic community. It's Middle Eastern, Mediterranean, North Africa. It's a blend of a bunch of different styles. You could even throw Greece in there, Turkish, all kinds of different musical styles. But it's if you've watched any of our podcasts, we have Mizrahi music as our theme songs for the episodes. It's probably my favorite type of music on the planet, or one of my favorites. And Arisa, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll mix it with house music. So it'll be like like the big Middle Eastern violins and stuff like that, and the strings and the guitar and all of that, and it's out of control. And they have these parties throughout Israel. They have them in Eilat, they have them in Haifa, they have them in Tel Aviv, in Yafo, all over the place. Ashdod, Ashkelon, Beersheba, all over the place. And they're parties. They're just dance parties, but they're gay Mizrahi dance parties. And they are fabulous, and they are fun. They have they have a huge presence on YouTube. And they have sort of like, I don't know, would he be their spokesperson? So a lot of times they'll take a piece of music, a popular Israeli song, and then this guy, Uriel Yakutiel, who is he's a drag queen with a mustache, and it's an amazing mustache, and he has the most beautiful eyelashes. I hate this guy. I love him so much. He's awesome. He's really wonderful, and he's so expressive in the videos, and he's a ton of fun to watch. So I'll put a link. I think I'll put Eilat in the comment or in the description. You guys can check it. And oh my gosh, so wonderful, so fun. I'll put some of the Revivo Project ones in there too, and they have a big presence at Tel Aviv Pride. They have their own float. All right. So it starts in, I think it's Meyer Park, and then comes down to the park right on the beach. So there's this huge parade that goes down, all the way down the street that runs alongside the beach in Tel Aviv, and it comes across, and then it turns left and goes down in front of all the hotels, and ends at this park, this huge park. I took my wife to this park. It's right in front, in between the water and the ocean, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Dan Hotel, just north of Yafo. It's this park kind of like separates the beach from Tel Aviv and Yafo, and it's enormous. It's huge. And what they do is they set up a stage, and they have DJs, and the DJ for Arisa comes on, and that's one of the videos that I'm going to put on, because Uriel Yakutiel from Arisa comes on and basically leads this huge sing-along with music with the entire crowd at Pride in Tel Aviv on this lawn from this stage. They've got cheerleaders, they've got male dancers, all kinds of stuff. Something for everyone. Hey. But it's so much fun. I saw this thing and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? I'm in the wrong place. This is so much fun. Everyone's having so much fun. Why can't I have this much fun? But you'll notice in this video and a couple of other videos, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do, yeah, I could do that. I could do a Tel Aviv Pride or Israel Pride playlist for my YouTube channel. I think I might do that. That'll be kind of fun. Hold on, let me take a sip real quick. So, as I mentioned, Uriel Yakutiel is drag dresses and drag queen. I don't know what the proper term is. Drag queen derogatory? I don't know. Or is that a source of pride? I think it would totally be, but it may not be. So anyone who has the answer to that, please reach out to me in a nice way, because I want to learn. So he is phenomenal. And there is another individual who I tried to get on the show. I've actually tried to get both of them to come on during the interviews. I'm going to try with Uriel again, because one of my friends who's coming on, Yara, I told her that I wanted to get Uriel Yakutiel, and she was like, oh my gosh, I love him. You got to tell me when he's coming, because I think she wants to come along and hang out. But I don't know if he can or if he's available. I don't know. But I'm going to try to get him on, or I'm going to try to get someone from Arisa to come and be interviewed, because I think it'd be phenomenal. Because I think in the United States, we have this tendency to place people into little fun boxes and little groups. And I'm not saying that that doesn't happen in Israel, in the government, okay? Because the governments everywhere like to put people into little tiny boxes so they can account for them. We need to account for them. But Israeli society as a whole doesn't seem to really care if you're gay, straight, lesbian, queer, trans, any of it. And there's someone else actually that, and I'm not going to say who it is, because not because I'm worried about outing them or anything like that, but because I don't know if they want the publicity. But there is this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person. She's a trans person, and she's from here, the city, New York, and she made Aliyah. She was formerly a man, a young man, and went through the transition. And what's wonderful about it? So I need to bring something up that is maybe it's a little Debbie Downer, but hey, I think it's better if we talk about it. So the trans community has a high incidence of suicide, proportional to the rest of the population. I think a lot of that has to do with a number of things that I'm not just sheerly not qualified to address. Okay? But everything dies in a vacuum. And if you leave people, one of the worst things you can do is leave someone alone. And I'm not talking, oh, you should just leave that person alone. No, that's a conscious, sometimes that's the best rate, the best course of action after an action. But I'm talking about the state of being alone. And one of the things that I've seen in Israel, and I'm gonna link this one too, because is that in general, proportionally, the state of Israel doesn't care if you're gay. Now, let's break down that statement. Am I saying, oh, they don't care that you're gay? No, I'm not saying it with that tone. I'm saying they don't care. It's okay. Be who you are. That's so beautiful. That's so awesome. So I did a video called Why I Love Israel. And I really hope if you're listening to this, you can go and watch it. It's on our YouTube channel. And one of the things that I talk about is that both Jerusalem and Tel Aviv have gay pride festivals, and how a seat at the table is so important to the people of Israel. Inclusion, allowance, letting you be you. Now, you're going to have haters. You are. You absolutely are. One of the things that I need to point out. Hold on, let me take a sip. One of the things that I'd like to point out, and it's funny because I react to things very differently. I do not get offended. Usually, it's funny. My wife sent me a message on Instagram, and it was a breakdown of how individuals react to things, and how different. What is it? How different zodiac signs react to insults. And Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Virgo all respond with a sarcastic comment. Consequently, I'm a Virgo, my wife is a Capricorn, and my son is a Sagittarius. Not saying I believe in that. I just found it really hilarious that the three of us all respond the same way. But I was looking through how certain people, respond to things, and I don't care. I don't care what people have to say. If they're being mean. Does that make sense? I do care what people have to say. I absolutely do care what people have to say. It's why I do this. And it's why I do research. It's why I do, get information out and try to receive information back. It's why I respond to comments. I care what people say. What I'm talking about is haters. So one of the things I was doing is when I was looking through videos to try to find information about Pride in Tel Aviv, and two videos popped up, and I don't know what it was, man. I don't know what possesses some people, okay? To include themselves in other people's lives and conversations. One of them was titled Homosexual Pride Parade in Tel Aviv, it was written that way intentionally. It was written to be a slur. It was written to be mean. It was from an individual who is an evangelical who doesn't like gays. He doesn't like lesbians. He doesn't like anything that's not missionary. Between a man and a woman. And hey, I get it. You get a right. You do. You get a right to say what you want to say. I just don't care. Does that make sense? So, why am I bringing that up? Because Israel is one of the few places where you can do this. You can have this. The whole point being, in the beginning, I told you from the Wikipedia page. I told you that it is actually, for all intents and purposes, it's the only place in the Middle East that you can be gay. There are horrible punishments up to death in a lot of these countries. And it's just wonderful that Israel allows for it. But it's not a surprise that they would. Free thinking, forward thinking. I don't know. All right. I covered gay pride in Jerusalem. I covered gay pride in Tel Aviv. I covered Arisa. I covered the parade. I covered the fact that a ton of people go to it. Literally hundreds of thousands of people go to this thing. It's amazing. I have yet to go. The problem is that I always wind up not being in Israel at that time. I'm always there like a month before, a month after. But I don't know. Maybe this year I can tie it into the 12 cities in Israel thing. You tell me what you think. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you would like. If you guys want me to go and report and let you guys know some firsthand, send you back some firsthand video and photos, I can do that. Just let me know. All right. That's about it. Pride is pretty straightforward. Pride is awesome. It's a celebration of joy, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. And I am so excited and proud that it's a part of Israel. All right. That's pretty much, that's all I have to say on this subject. But as you know, if you want me to go, I'll see what I can do, and I'll get myself a ticket and get myself there. Speaking of a ticket, the last episode I was telling you that I couldn't get a hold of the person I needed to get my ticket. I did. Her name is Shelly. She works at the LL office in Miami. You are a rock star. She is wonderful. If you have the opportunity and you would like firsthand customer service, reach out to her and let her take care of you. Let her take care of your LL flight needs. And as this, so I bought my ticket. So as this is going, all of my costs are steadily going down. So my needs are steadily going down, but I still do have needs. And as you know, this February, we're going to Tel Aviv, to the Sea Executive Suites, which I told you about before, to do interviews with a number of people from across Israeli society. And we have a number of wonderful people confirmed as guests, including Doron Almog from LA, Rivka Karmi, the former president of Ben Gurion University, Knesset member Stav Shafir, journalist Daniel Seaman, Yishai Fleischer, who is the Jewish community spokesperson for Hebron, Tomer Yosef from Balkan Beatbox, DJ Aviel Brandt, Corey Gil Schuster from Ask a Palestinian, Ask an Israeli, Sarah Tuttle Singer, and Shoshana Keats Jasko, both journalists for the Times of Israel, and a ton of others, including a couple of friends of mine, Yara from Hebrew Pod 101, Alexandra, who is a ballerina, Hadar, who is an artist who runs who uses her studio as an education center, and a ton more. They represent some of the best of Israel creatively, professionally, and academically. And what you need to know is that this project has a very real potential to have a profound impact outside of Israel on a number of different spectrums, from the political to the social, meaning that this project, these interviews, could be the catalyst to the world seeing Israel more positively. I'm trying to do what I can, but I think this is really going to be a push forward. If you would like to be a part of this, and if you would like to help us, please visit our website, www.12citiesinisrael.com, and make a donation through PayPal toward helping us fund this trip. Right now, I'm at around, I think, $4,000 that I need. We've pretty much raised and gotten everything that not everything we need, but everything we can with that amount of money. There's still a couple of things left. There is airfares paid for, so we need to pay for the space at the Sea Executive Suite. I need to pay for the lighting rentals. I need to pay for one more camera and a couple of tripods. And I also need a little bit of buffer in case I need to pick up some things while I'm there. I know I'm going to need to pick up some things. Neviot, who I told you about, they have graciously, Maayan Bronstein, she is the marketing director over there. They have graciously donated water and become our super duper number one sponsor. You guys rock. And they're giving us a couple of cases of water, a bunch of cases of water. Yeah, love Neviot. So if you could please head on over there and hit the PayPal button and help us in any way that you can. All right, thank you so much for joining us for me what was a special 12 Cities in Israel podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to our feed and become a part of the 12 Cities in Israel community. You can find this podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, and Spotify, and we'll be bringing you a brand new podcast every week, so keep your eyes out for it. Also, if you want to help this podcast, you can visit my Patreon page and become a regular donor. You can find that page at www.patreon.com/12, the number 12 cities in Israel. And also, please visit our YouTube channel where you can see a video version of this podcast, plus other videos that we have produced, including our full-length travel episode of the city of Beersheba. It was a lot of fun making. I did it while I was at Ulpan a couple of years back. Also, that's where you can find the Why I Love Israel video, which I really recommend that you watch. While you're there, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You can also check us out at our website, www.12citiesinIsrael.com, on our Facebook page, and on Instagram, where I try to every day post a brand new picture from our Israel travels. All right, that's it. תודה רבה, להתראות, ויאללה ביי.
היידה אב יצחק, עומדו וחצית בי, יש לשמוע מילותייך. ארוכה הייתה דרכי לגשת עד אלייך. את שוברת לבבות, לא רוצה באהבות. את שוברת לבבות, לא רוצה באהבות. איך עינייך בישיתו, את צחקת והם חיכו. איך עינייך בישיתו, את צחקת והם חיכו. צחקי בי כרצונך ילדונת, ילדונת. יכולתי לספר מדוע איך. לו יכולתי לחגג, בחר שוב לחייך.